going well. It's going well, thanks. You can say hello to everybody.
CPAH, more highs now, 462.
Let me silence him. No more squawk guy. You can say hi to everybody on YouTube. It's going well, thanks.
He's done.
Hey, Peter. Hey, Jared.
Mike.
What's going on, Mike?
Let me see if I enable.
We are just easing our way into this afternoon. I'm just nursing.
Very sideways day today.
Yeah. Oh, darn it. I didn't get to play my Friday song for everybody in the room. Well, we'll have to do that after the close then. That's all right. We'll get there. The night is young.
I'm just.
Oops. Sing it? I can't. I can't do that justice. Forgot to turn my speaker and my headset on here. Yeah.
Gotten a nice calm day. Oh man.
It was pretty quiet this afternoon. Some decent moves. AMD has been as I said, I've been making it mine today. It's I've traded it long, I've traded it short. Every trade has been green. I've only traded 2 symbols today, actually. Citigroup, so thank you to Jared for that one. Actually, you put it on my list. It was on my secondary, and I traded Citigroup twice, and AMD. That's it.
It was kind of range bound today. How'd you trade it?
Yeah, you're right. It was, now that I look at it. I traded it from the bounce off the bottom. So my first trade was around 935 or so. It was off of the 200 moving average. It had a sort of a bounce there. Here, let me go back. I can show. Let me share some charts for the room here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. 1 second. There you go. It didn't quite touch the 200 moving average here, which is what I was watching. So that was an opportunity. I went long and just got this move here, which was a nice move. And then the other one was this, well, almost the same. Well, it was a double bottom, right? So I get the double bottom bounce here, 1, 2, took it long and took it for this run here. So worked for me.
Nice.
So, and then AMD, I said AMD has just been awesome. So I got a better move this afternoon than I expected. I think all of my trades have been short on AMD, so I get, at least that's with the trend for once. What a shock, eh?
Yeah.
I traded it short. Whereas Thor
It
is
felt
our
like short. It
Thor
was
is
the
our
right
long.
idea.
Yeah, well, Thor's our long expert, and I seem to be trading things short all the time. So Citigroup was actually a long. Citigroup C. Anyways, it was a long play, but AMD was short.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Chris, AMD is nice today. It's not always nice. Not every day does it play nice in the sandbox, but today I felt it was. I'm actually in a long trade now. I reversed my last short. I got a great short. Actually, a little different play for me. I actually took it short from right here because it was this bounce off of the 50 moving average I like. Normally I like the double top, so it would be here and here, take it short here, but I missed that play because I was having lunch. And then I noticed this bounce, and I thought if it weakens off of this moving average, I'll take it short. And the SPY at the same time, as you can see, look, it was doing pretty much the same thing. So that's why I said, all right, I'm going short, and I got a great. Oops, we're on Microsoft. I'm not even pointing at AMD. weirdly, AMD had the same pattern. Let's see if the arrows end up in the same spot. Look at that. Almost works. Exact same thing, though. I wasn't even looking at the right chart, and it all still worked. Anyways, it was right here that I actually went short. Got this run down, and then Thor decided to go long, so he convinced me to get out of my short, and I went long right around here, and then I've had a dollar run up, so it's been working well. No complaints.
Market seems to be making a pop up right now. SPY is at least.
We're getting a nice volume surge here.
Yep. Everybody positioning themselves for the weekend, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
You know.
It's been, I mean, it's been a tumultuous week, hasn't it? I mean, if we look at 30-minute chart, if you go back to Monday, the 8th, it started, looked like it was fairly flat. And then really, to me, starting Wednesday is when we started to see the signs of weakness into the close. And then obviously we all know what happened yesterday. And then today was just sort of a, I don't know. It looked like we were going to get a recovery, but we didn't, which for me says, I don't know, like it makes me think that we're going to get more downside next week, but I don't know. I'm just speculating. So, you look at a daily chart.
If you look at the cues, I think it was more of that climactic volume into the sell-off. The cues weren't range bound Monday through Wednesday. They were climbing a lot. And I think that just kind of broke the camel's back a little bit.
Yeah, let's see here. What were the cues doing? You're right. They were heading up, weren't they? Right through Wednesday.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, the daily had them very extended from the moving averages. And they just kind of tried to break all-time highs dramatically. Came back down to earth.
Yeah, look at that daily chart. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, we'll all find out together what will actually happen next week. But I'm thinking, barring any massive news, which these days is a regular occurrence, we're going to see a downtrend on the markets. But I don't really know. And full disclosure, I am not holding anything over the weekend. Cash is king. I like cash. I can sleep all weekend. I don't have to worry about it. Whatever I wake up to Monday, doesn't matter. I can play it.
I agree with you on that one, Peter. Cash is king, especially in a market like this right now that one tweet or one headline can tank the market very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think going into this weekend, given that we had a dramatic momentum shift this week, I'm going a little defined risk into some short positions, but I'm not putting on the gas pedal yet. The bears still need to prove it to me, and they haven't lost the trend yet. So until they do,
All right.
I'm not going full bear.
I'm not going full bear.
I'm just half bear.
You're not gonna bear it all. That's good.
Yeah, not gonna bear it all.
Like a centaur, I'm half bull, half bear. The front has horns, the back has fuzzy bottom.
Well, sorry, is the front half or the back half the bear?
Well, the front has the horns, so the front's
okay. Well, then you can still poop in the woods.
That's right. I can still use Charmin paper towels.
I think it's almost
if
the
you
weekend,
can find
guys.
them.
I'm cutting her in. It's wait, hold on. Can you hear this? Let me see if you can hear the sound of the weekend coming. Here we go. Listen carefully. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you can.
Mike, pick that up. Let's do that
that
one. Do that one more time. Here we go. Oh, That's the sound of a good bottle being opened.
Fresh.
What is that one?
This is the it's my Bbt whiskey, the Old Pulteney,
Ooh,
18-year-old
nice.
Scotch.
Nice.
This is the one Andrew bought me. So working our way through that.
I'll be drinking that tomorrow. Not that one, but mine on tomorrow.
I
Day
only
before Father's Day.
I only drink this actually during market hours, so I've done pretty good considering I only have had it while on the show. Maybe I have an issue. I'm not sure. I don't have an issue. I have an opportunity.
It's Friday. Just don't forget to close out your trade if you're in it. That's the
Yeah. Actually, thank you for that reminder.
Yeah.
That's
The Oracle Rebecca Black always says it's Friday. Got to get down on Friday.
I'll try to remind you the minute before too, Peter.
Yeah, thanks.
So we don't have what happened yesterday.
Yeah, it happened again. That's all right. So far, I haven't been in anything that I've gotten stuck in, so that's good. But
Yeah. The AR.
AMD is just, I don't know what it's doing. It's just hanging around here, but then again, so is the market. Right now, AMD doesn't look much different than the SPY chart, frankly, or Microsoft, or Apple, or, like there's just, everything is just sort of lazily moving along here. Let's see what else has happened today. What are my banks doing? Still not much.
I was kind of hoping that big tech, like the conglomerate names, were going to be selling off today, but semis would remain strong. And that just wasn't the case today. It was pretty much all tech was weak. Because of that, I had to close out Intel as a swing trade position.
I saw you calling out Intel earlier today, and actually I sort of liked your setup, but that was early, just after the open, right? I think it was like 15 minutes in, and it was right before, if I call up Intel, it was right before, unfortunately, you were long, like right in here, right before it decided to just crap its pants and drop.
Right.
So
yeah, I took a kind of an ABCD initially, and I got profit out of it, but the real play was the loss of the uptrend, and just short tech in general. After about 20 minutes, Intel was nice because it gave you a good risk to reward up there, maybe like 30 cents.
Well, this is one of those situations. Like I was watching this pattern, so it hit VWAP, it came out, didn't quite break VWAP. It wasn't a bad play to go long right about in here, because you got your stop here at VWAP, and you've got, it looks like some good upside, but it was not meant to be, obviously. So.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
61.
You know what's interesting right now is UAL is just hanging out near the high of the day for it.
Oh, wow.
None of the other airlines have recovered.
No, let's see here. Yeah, AEL's at the VWAP. Delta's moving up a bit. Save moving up a bit. JetBlue not doing much. Yeah, what's Boeing up to?
Yeah. I just found that kind of interesting. It made a new high right around 12:15 or 3:15.
3:15. That's all right. We'll help with the translation.
I'll eventually get on East Coast time.
That's, I mean, hey, you're living in that time zone. If you help me close up my trades, then I'll help you with the time zone. So it's all good. Tesla. I was saying pre-market. I said, look, if the market would remain strong, then Tesla's got a chance at breaking 1,000. And look, it got up to 988. Let's call it, right, 987.98. But as we said, like this looks a lot like Intel we were just looking at, right? And like the SPY overall, it just, if the market had helped I think it easily would have been over 1,000 again. But it was not meant to be, and now it's down 930. So.
Yeah, I was showing Tesla against the volume profile, and that one was harder to take long because the downside was so aggressive with the pocket.
Right.
You have a gap to fill, and obviously you need the market to be with you, but if it does falter, then you lose it quickly.
Right.
So it seemed like a better short opportunity even before the market opened, just because of that potential.
Really? Let's see. You're talking about that pocket. Oh. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, the daily gap, and then there's no volume there, so it's a pocket on the volume profile.
Right. Interesting. Well. So you said, guys, we're sort of easing into the close. My let's see what AMD's up to. It's back up at 53.20. So I'm doing pretty good on this one. I've got so much room I can just let it run again. I'm in at 52.40. I did get a partial at 53.40 just because you gotta like the whole dollar, hoping that it'll pop up to VWAP before the close here and I can get another partial. But I gotta give credit to Megan. It's second day of trading for Megan. Looks like she was doing well on AMD, so that's good.
Yeah, she said I was propping up the SPY and I was scalping counter trade with my minimal share size.
You did have a lot of trades in there, but
yeah, TVIX was interesting. I've been wanting to learn how to trade it, and I thought I missed my opportunity yesterday because it's a good day to learn yesterday, but today provided the same opportunity. So I got to practice some scalps and learn what sort of indicators TVIX likes, and just kind of learn it a little bit better.
It's funny that
it's good.
I wanted to mention one thing that we were talking about earlier. People were talking about their day, and I think it was you, Jared, that were bringing it up. You said, oh, you've got a 10R day, so you earn 10 times your risk. You said you're happy with that. Commissions are going to be pretty heavy, but that was sort of how you were looking to close your day. It made me think, like, I don't really measure my day in terms of R, so I have to admit, I took a sneak peek at my P&L, which I don't normally do, and if I don't count the unrealized, I'm sitting at about a 14R day today, and it got me thinking about it. That it's one of those measures that I think we have to be careful with because risk is only relevant compared to the reward, right? So, because I made me think. So you might have ended up with 10R, which hey, it's a good result. But did you take 20R along the way to get there? Like how many different trades did you take? Do you know how many trades you took actually, offhand, Jared?
Given my tickets.
Well, that's not easy to tell.
Yeah. And I'm also I'm up more than 10R. 10R was just TVIX.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's good then.
So if I'm looking at everything and the fact that I messed up on the Qs, I'm up about 15R, and I took probably, given the number of tickets, I'd say at least 30 trades. So that's not very good.
So you basically risked 30R total and netted 15, let's call it. So and it just made me think that it's an interesting measure if you start thinking about it that way, because that's again how a money manager would look at things all the time. If you're in a sort of a prop trading firm or a professional firm, and I think my number's pretty good because I've risked. If I count my unrealized, I'm closer to 15R right now, and I've only taken 5 trades today. So if I do, 5 trades, so that's like 3-to-1 basically is essentially what I've taken home, which is about my normal day, I think, and I'm very happy with that. But that, Casey, that's true. you wouldn't let it get to minus 30R. He would have cut himself off long before that, I think. I would imagine your stop loss is probably before that. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I allowed myself to have a cushion in the morning with the Intel trade, and what did I make on? SPY made a little bit, and then Q kind of brought me down back to earth.
Right.
But I knew today was not necessarily about making money. It was about learning. So I wanted to take extra trades and get a feel for a new ticker, to me, something that trades very differently than stocks.
Right.
So in doing that, I probably took more risk overall per trade, but my hit rate was high, so therefore I'm profitable.
Yeah. Hey, look, I mean, green is green, right? So that's no arguing there, but it's just it's an interesting measure because you make me think as I ramp things up about, like, I'm still just a stock guy, but eventually you do get into that money, I'm not worried about the efficiency of capital, let's put it that way, but at some point I probably will be. Like, I'm looking at Andrew's got to start being worried about not only is the effective use of capital, but the fact that when he takes large positions, if he starts to actually impact the stock he's trading, that doesn't fit his style, right? His style isn't about trying to change the direction of a stock, it's just riding the wave. So
exactly. Yeah. I wonder if he did that on Wafu yesterday.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. I don't know, because it is a low float, but I don't know. At the time, though, at the time, I think it was trading. Well, let's go back. We should be able to tell because it was right in here. So let's take a look. See, at this point when he was trading it, it was trading. Yeah, it was trading like 2 million shares, let's say, an average every 5 minutes. So yeah, even his share size wasn't having a huge impact at that point.
Yeah.
I'm sure
UAL broke the high of the days running up into the close.
Oh, what is, sorry?
UAL.
Oh, your UAL.
Broke the high of the day again. Starting to,
yeah.
Running.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching my my AMD run up. I missed taking a partial at 53.50. Busy blabbing away here. But I'll just see if...
Look at... Dang. Sorry.
Dang. What are you danging about? Let me have a drink.
I know. So ARE, if you look at ARE...
ARE?
I know it's a random stock.
What is ARE? Okay.
So it's a random stock that I pulled off the...
Yeah.
Random stock I pulled off the scanner that I've been watching, and the scanner populated it at 310 for the high of day break right there at 315, and it's just kind of run up since then.
310. Oh, I see. So that would have been way back here.
Yeah, there was a high of the break right there.
Okay. Huh.
You had to withstand a little bit of the pullback in it, but it never came back.
I think
below that 50.
I would have never stuck around to look at it, because when I look at it here, it has less than 1 million shares traded, and we're heading to the close. So that would have been off my list for sure. So
yeah. UAL.
Anyways, come on, AMD, don't fail me now.
I was looking at a BA, and it was getting up into a pivot area. It kind of rejected the 190, but I was comparing that against UAL since they're somewhat correlated. Kind of an interesting setup there. You could have gotten a decent bounce dip by at 188 for more continuation.
Here we go. Take some off here if AMD touches 50 again. Yes, Chris, AMD is absolutely doing me a solid. Like I said, yeah, that is my entry, 52.40. So I'm surprised I reversed it because I'm not normally that good at it, especially being that I was short from like 54, and then to reverse it, it's not my typical trade, but still holding off on that partial on AMD just because it hasn't shown weakness yet. So as long as it's going up, I'll wait. Now we're up at 63. What do we got? A little less than 5 minutes left. We're approaching VWAP. I'll take that partial here at 53.60. And
there seems to be a lot less volume at 1550 time frame today. Like there's not a big jump in volatility there.
oh yeah, right. No, maybe it's only some days that it seems to do that.
Yeah.
Break down Amazon. Somebody on YouTube is asking me to break down Amazon. Let's see, what's Amazon looking like here?
That's a tough one.
I don't play
Take
Amazon.
like 5
just because-
shares.
Yeah, it normally has like relatively, I'll say relatively low volume. Amazon just looks like the market today. Not a lot of independent price action going on it. From a daily perspective, look at that. It's got that little tweezer top thing like AMD. Look at AMD's daily. I kept pointing this out. It's just such a weird pattern to see on a daily chart, right? Where you get big up candle, indecision doji at the top, and then like an engulfing candle on the way back down. And now we've got an inside day right beside it. So if you look at Amazon compared to that, Amazon, whoops, here we go. It looks very similar, right? It's just today's candle is about the size of yesterday's. So I'm not seeing a lot of independent movement on Amazon. Because of that, it wouldn't be anything I'd be trading for a swing or independently. Not that I'm doing that anyways. But I'd look at other candidates. $2,500 a share. It's not the thing I'm putting money into. Yeah, don't worry, Chris. I got keep your eyes open. I got it on another screen here, so don't worry. I am keeping an eye on it. What I don't do is I don't keep an eye on the clock. That's usually where I fall down.
I got the eye on the clock for you, Peter.
All right, look at that. See, that's why we're a team here in the room. I appreciate that, guys. Taking care of, helping me take care of business.
2 minutes.
Yeah, I guess it's like Thor will be talking away, and I just usually on another screen, if he talks about a stock, I like to watch it to see what he's seeing, and sometimes he'll get into a trade and he completely forgets and it spikes up, and I'm busy like texting him, like, you might want to take a partial, bud. And anyways.
Yeah.
Ryan is saying
that happens when you're talking on the mic. You just forget
right?
about the position that you're in.
Yeah. That's why it's religious for me now that I put a stop at break even. So I know that even if I get completely distracted, waving my arms and talking away like I like to do, at least I'm not going to lose any money on a trade. So that's good. I mean, I can't imagine. I don't think I've ever been in a position where I've been in a losing position and I start talking away and forget about it. I'm too focused before I get into a green position on a trade. But
financials.
Here you go. You're down to about a minute
right.
left, Peter.
A minute to win it. All right, we're still hanging out at VWAP here.
Look at that. UAL just continuing to rise.
Yeah. UAL heading up into the close. AMD. Oh, come on, AMD. Don't lose it on me here. All right. 153.50. I'll just take it off if it hits that. If not, I'll look for a bounce. Here we go. This ends up being like my game on it, because with how many shares I have left, it really doesn't matter if I make an extra 20 cents on this or not. Like, it really doesn't. But it's the principle of the thing, damn it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm out. I don't know if I caught it. Oh,
What's the time? Did you get to 2 seconds?
why is it not populated yet?
Like the one day you had?
I don't know. It hasn't populated yet. Uh-oh. I might have to restart my platform. Let's.
That was kind of an anticlimactic.
Did it populate?
Oh, hold on a sec. Un momento, por favor. Let's see here.
I know your heart's racing right now.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm actually out of this thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
All of us in the room, we all know what that feeling is right now.
Yeah. It's not saying, it
please,
doesn't,
please.
the platform doesn't say I have any open positions, but I don't see my last trade. Maybe it's because I was like right on the bell. 1 second. Going to the emergency backup IB account on the phone. Because it at least usually populates
There
my
you
trades. How many of you do that, right? You go to IB on your phone, you do that, and you...
I've done that before.
Just to make sure life is good on the ranch. Oh. Oh.
So we really closed kind of middle of the range today. Nothing really special about where we closed. Kind of surprised.
Let's hit the button close all positions here just in case.
Yeah, the bonds were really ripping in the morning. They kind of fell flat today. Everything's kind of pointing to maybe a little bit of a rally off of the support into next week. Tech got a little strong. And nothing's glaring, you know. I'm having trouble finding like a clear, hey bullish, hey bearish kind of thing.
Hey bulls.
The financials had a nice rally into the end. That was the one thing that I liked.
315. Okay. All right. Anyways, we're all good, guys. According to this, it was 359.57. So I guess I was I didn't get it down to the second. Thought I hit it after the bell actually, but apparently not. You know what? Actually, that's why I always forget. My bell sometimes doesn't ring, so my alarm. Yeah, see, my alarm has my bell actually signaling at 3:59:57. So I must have hit it right as the bell hit. All right, we're all good. Life is good. Life is good on the ranch. That deserves a drink. All right, so how did we end the day here? I ended the day, quick math, 16R. Yeah, so that's not bad. Off of 5 trades. Yeah. Chris, like, I want a drink. Be right back. Gotta go.
So your
Nice.
your average is about 3R per trade. 3R
Yes.
profit.
That's right. Well, today. I can't claim that's. I was thinking that I should go back and do that for like just do it on my stats for the last couple of weeks and see what it looks like, because I don't think that's.
That was such an important turning point for me. I talked about it briefly, but
right.
The concept of taking a large partial at 2R,
Right.
and then noticing that in the past my 2R winners, I was very high hit rate on my 2R winners, but my 3R winners, I didn't have a lot of them. So I was really good at finding 2R setups, but really bad at 3R setups.
Interesting.
Therefore, made more sense for me to partial heavy at 2R.
Yep.
Those minute metrics, it takes time to build them, but once you see your patterns and what you're good at versus what you might think is good, but you're just not doing it right, or maybe your trade setup is not built for it, it might change how you partial, and you'll become more profitable even though your hit rate is the same.
Yeah.
Because you're taking bigger or smaller partials.
That's a good point, because my favorite setup, which is my double top with the moving average, once I'm into it, I've got more confidence in it, so my partials are actually smaller. And that's one of the things that just naturally evolved, because I know that when it does go well, like a couple did today, then they're bigger trades. So why wouldn't I hold longer for them? So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Andrea, to do that, it's some work. I use Excel, and it's just manually inputting the information that you want into the journal. It's tough because you have to be very objective in what you're doing. You can't just select the good ones and not the bad ones, because you'll throw off your ratios. You just got to log it all. If you took it, you log it. You don't make an excuse, a rationalization, or anything of why it didn't work out. You just log it. And then you can use those numbers to really maximize your ability to take profits at certain levels.
So, and I use an Excel spreadsheet as well. I also use TraderView because I got like a few years worth of data in it, and yeah, it gives me all sorts of stats, and I know that's in there, like your average winner versus your average loser, and anyways, I can use it to calculate things. I'm just looking through it now to. Oh, profit factor. There it is. It's your average profit factor. So it looks like my average profit factor since, let's go back to, let's just look at this year. See, my average, interesting.
So I'm going to drop off. Got some stuff that I got to do around here. So everybody out in YouTube, have a wonderful weekend. Everybody in the chat, Jared and Peter, have a great weekend. Look to see everybody back here on Monday, when we'll have Norm back with us. So
yes, we will.
That should be good.
Indeed. Well, have a good one, Mike. Thanks so much.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, my profit factor 1.2 for the year. Interesting, if I go like all time, it's obviously I've improved over time, because from the beginning of time, which I got about 3 years worth of data in here now, it's only 0.7. So it must be better recently, but still only 1.2 this year. Interesting.
What would be a good range of time for you to consider looking at that aggregate score and changing how you partial? What is the profit factor exactly?
It's basically your average winner divided by your average loser.
Oh, okay, I see.
Or I guess you could calculate it differently. Your total winners divided by total losers, right? So.
Okay.
But to your question, which is to me is a slightly different one, because I've played with those stats. It really depends. The challenge I've run into over time is that I haven't consistently traded a pattern for long enough to get a good data set, because you slightly tweak it, but those slight tweaks can have a big impact, and sometimes the tweaks worked and sometimes they didn't. So my double top strategy, for example, I'm going to be running a course, and I'll give you some stats as to how it works, but I have to realize in there I've probably changed the way I've traded it like a dozen times. So sometimes it's hard to tell exactly, are you comparing apples to apples? That's what the challenge I've always had.
That is a good point. I would almost try to look back and see if older setups had the criteria that your current setup has, and you just weren't noticing or using it at the time, and then use I guess the 2R, 3R levels that you would have partialed at, and see if it matches what you expect with your current setup.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Valentin, what you're suggesting about tweaking the tags every time I tweak the strategy, that probably would be the smart way of doing it. I guess I haven't been that smart or that scientific. Like I'll come in some weeks and I say, you know what, last week was a really good week, except I didn't have many shares left for when the big move happened. So this week I'm going to take a 10% partial, and then I go through the first, and then I'm going to wait as opposed to my usual 20% partial, and then I go through the week and I'm like, oh god, that was a terrible week because I got stopped out so many times, and then I move back. So I don't really structure it in a scientific way. I guess any data scientist would be very upset with me because I'm not doing it properly. But that's so be it.
it doesn't always have to be an exact science.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's good to at least know, if you have a limited number of setups and you have very specific partial levels, then it's good to look back and say, okay, well, these setups are really, really good at getting your home run 10R, all day trend patterns. And if that's true, then why are you partialing at 2R? What's the point? If it's known to go 10R and it's probabilistically likely to go to 10R, then you should be partialing heavily at 10R.
I'm going to show you guys. I don't show data, but let me show you. These are the tags that I use. And it's interesting because I actually like VWAP breakouts, but I realized if I just play a VWAP breakout, look, overall, this is all-time data, by the way, and I used to play those a lot more when I was, earlier on, but you can see they're actually negative profitable trades for me. Look at this. When I have no strategy, and this is me honestly saying when I journal, did I have a strategy going into it? Because if it was like a revenge trade, or if it was I don't know, like if I'm chasing something, then I just say I didn't have a strategy. And so you notice those are overwhelmingly unprofitable when I do that. So that's what's helped me sort of stick to my strategies. But I'm not sure why some of these aren't populating data. Maybe because I've only started recording them as such recently, like lightning bolts. I taught that, but probably because I have such a big mass of data, these bars are just too small here. Because I used to call them something differently, right? They used to be in some of the trend reversal and trend. Well, actually, they were trend continuations is where I used to put them before I started calling them lightning bolts. So, anyways, so yeah, this is so my data is different based on time, but these are the tags, anyways, that I use, and it just helps me. These are personal to you. They just help you understand what you're trading. So let me bring this down here. Let me change the data set, for example. Let me just do this year. So how does it look differently when I do this year? So this year, interesting. Look at that. I'm still having a problem. This is interesting to me that look how bigly negative that is for no strategy compared to Bigly, yes. ABCDs working well for me. Moving average cross work well. This is counting, by the way. I have to use chart log more because I haven't used it heavily enough. It looks pretty cool, actually. I like the look of it. I just haven't spent enough time playing with it. Wow, look at that.
One thing maybe worth mentioning too is if you're a newer trader and commissions are still relevant to your profit and loss. I had a challenge just trying to capture commission cost into software like that because it normally didn't get added automatically.
Right.
Do you have a way to do that, Peter, now, or do you track that at all?
I don't even bother. The only place I actually track commission costs are in my spreadsheet. So so I sort of do it manually in my spreadsheet. It takes me all of a couple of seconds to take it every day, and then I figure out my commissions there. I didn't bother using software for that.
Yeah, it's not relevant to the trade setup, but it goes back to the idea of partialing. And
Right.
if you're a viewer and you're looking for ways to kind of cut some of the cost, it might be good to look at your setups and take away some of the partials that are not relevant to the strategy. But yeah, that's kind of where I am. I track commissions separately, and I just look at them on a weekly basis to make sure I'm still on track.
Right.
So, okay, I didn't know that, Near.
Whoops.
Thank you.
That's no good.
I kind of don't want it in my tracking software though. I like it separate because it kind of skews the fact that I'm still trading well if commissions take away from the profitability.
I've played with that, and I've, for the most part, yeah, like when I'm doing detailed stats, you're right. I don't tend to include commissions because I find it just it muddies the water, if you will. It changes the picture. Arguably, it's a more thorough picture, but I find as you ramp up your size, the commissions become less and less relevant. I mean, they're an impact, but it's sort of like, you know, to me, it's sort of like I'm going to compare the cost of electricity versus my business activity. Like I'm going to say, well, my electric bill was high, but it's because we did a lot of late nights and we had equipment running later. I'm not going to say, hey, we're not doing the overnight shift to get that contract done. And so because I'm worried about the electric bill. Like I'm not going to change my behavior based on it. Yes, there's a correlation, but it's not something that I'm willing to change my behavior as a result of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, with that, everybody in YouTube, thanks for joining us. We will call it a day and a week. Hopefully you had a good week. Don't forget to journal your trades. That's important for all the stuff we were talking about. You can't do any of that if you don't have a journal. So journal your trades, and we will see you back for the pre-market show with Carlos and Norm, who will be back hopefully. Hopefully his house move is going well. I should share with you guys. Well, I'll share with the room anyways. Normally we not want me to publish out there, but he's got his house is looking awesome. So we'll do that in a second. But thanks for being out there on YouTube. Hopefully you'll join us in the room. It's gonna be part of all of the fun. We do have a code ClosingBell24 with discount code. Now would be a good time to sign up for $24. You can join us for an entire week. See if the room is for you. That is just a special discount for you guys. So Closing Bell 24 is what you can use to join us. Put that in when you check out. So take care and have a good weekend, everyone.